Should you go out and get yourself a little mini aging barrel like this? As with all of the best questions, the answer is it depends. Let's talk about it. I don't want to string you along, so I'm going to start by saying if you age your whiskey in a barrel like this, it's not going to taste the same as if it was just aged at the distillery. There's a lot of factors at play here. One of the biggest ones is the difference in the ratio of surface area to volume. This is so small that for every unit volume in this barrel, you're going to get way more surface area, so you're going to get a lot more interaction between the whiskey and the wood. Not to mention the fact that by the time you receive a whiskey from the store, most of the time it's going to be proofed down, like this one's down to 95 proof. They're going to add water to it in order to get that proof lower, so it's going to be a different proof than it would be if it was aging at the distillery. On top of that, you're probably storing this barrel in a very different climate than what the distiller is storing their barrels in, so you're going to get different levels of interaction with the wood. Plus, a lot of these big name distilleries, they're taking big batches of barrels, they're blending all of those barrels together in order to get a consistent flavor profile. So even if you could keep all of those other factors I just mentioned the same, you need to do a bunch of these small barrels and then blend them together in order to get that same flavor profile. But don't get me wrong here, that's still not going to work because of all that other stuff that I mentioned. But why did I say it depends then? Why is it that you might want to get one of these barrels? Well, these still do change the flavor of the whiskey, and in some cases it makes it better in my personal opinion. So it's going to age a lot faster. It's going to be a little bit more tannic. It's going to be a little bit more oaky. But in some cases, that might improve the whiskey. So I actually have here an experiment that I did. I haven't tasted this for probably over a year. I did it using this barrel where I took Buffalo Trace and I double oaked it in this barrel. I tasted it every week as it was getting better and better and better until I thought, nope, it just got worse. And while, like I said, I haven't tasted this for over a year, so we're gonna put it up against normal Buffalo Trace, which is Big Bertha here, because this is just the only bottle of Buffalo Trace that I have right now. I decided to do this blind, so I am scrambling them up as we speak. I just decided that on the fly because I was like, that's probably the most fair way to do this tasting. And then on top of that, blind tastings tend to help me focus a little bit more on whatever it is that I'm tasting. So now I have no way of knowing which is which. We're gonna taste through both of them and figure out what exactly does that barrel do to the flavor. Okay, it was really stupid of me to scramble these because this is almost certainly the double oaked one. It's like extra super oaky, it's very obvious. What I assume is the standard Buffalo Trace. I've always said Buffalo Trace does basic bourbon flavors really well. It comes through with vanilla, caramel, a light oakiness, not very oaky, not super deep flavors to it, not super duper complex, but in the $20 to $30 range that you usually find it. Really tasty. If you're paying more than like 50 bucks, I would think twice about it. But if you're paying, okay, maybe 35, pretty good bourbon. Yeah, I would say this has way more body to it. Definitely more oaky. I mean, like, it feels like you licked some charred oak to some extent. But with it, you get some cinnamon, you get more brown sugar, more caramelized type flavors. So instead of white sugar, you're getting brown sugar. Instead of just like normal caramel, you're getting like an extra deeper, richer type of caramel. Does that make sense? In exchange for those nicer, deeper flavors, it's way more tannic, it's way more bitter. It dries your mouth out a little bit. It's got some of that, like I said, like licking charcoal type bitterness that some people really do not like. I find myself to be a little bit of an oak fiend. I love super oaky, charred type whiskeys. So for me, this is definitely better than this one. I haven't even revealed them yet. I'm assuming that I'm correct here. But for me, this is better than this one because it's more oaky. And so I do think it improved it, but it does not taste just like older Buffalo Trace. There are a lot more negatives that come with it because of that tannic flavor. I just realized I should probably tell you like what I did. So I filled this. This is a 1 liter barrel. I got this as a gift. I'm not here to sell them, but I'll put an Amazon link below because if you buy it from my link, then I should make a couple bucks off of it. This is a 1 liter barrel. I aged it for about 6 or 6.5 weeks. And every week I pulled a sample from it. And week over week, I did this on Instagram and on TikTok. Week over week, I tasted the sample versus straight out of the barrel to see if it was getting better or worse. And then the first week that I felt like it got a tinge worse, which I think was week 6, I pulled it out of the barrel. I was like, that's enough aging. So that's what we did. This is 6 weeks, not very long because this barrel is so small, you're gonna get a lot of interaction with the wood. All right, let's find out if I'm a complete idiot. I said this one is better and I think it's the double oaked. So the loser is Standard Buffalo Trace. Let me show you the tag so that you know I'm not lying to you. Hopefully you can read that. So there you have it. I mean, this does not taste like an older Buffalo Trace. Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace are the same mash bill. This doesn't taste like Eagle Rare, okay? It definitely is more tannic. It's definitely aged quicker. Things that are aged quicker have a distinct taste to them, and you'll taste that when you do this. But I do think it's better. I do think it has more body. That's just for me, for my personal subjective opinion. So should you age in a barrel like this? I will leave that totally up to you. It totally depends on what it is that you're going for. But hey, if you enjoyed this content, then please consider checking out the Whiskey Noobs crew down below. I always put it in the description. I think you're really going to like it. There's bonus content on there. You get first access to barrel picks. We've started just a really fun and enriching community there. And of course, it is the absolute best way to support this content. If you don't want to join that, I totally understand, but please at least like this video, subscribe, comment on this video. I think that's everything. Thank you guys for watching Whiskey Noobs.